Hallo und herzlich willkommen zum dritten Livestream von der AERO 2025. Wir sind heute Nachmittag bei Cirrus Aircraft und diesmal geht es nicht um die Flugzeuge, sondern um ganz andere Themen. Neben mir steht Matt Bennett von Cirrus und weil der nur Englisch spricht, wechseln wir jetzt auf Englisch. Hi Matt, great to have you here.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
So we're not that much talking about aircraft specifically, but rather about Cirrus Approach. What is that?
So Cirrus Approach is Cirrus's flight training platform, and it's an iPad app, and it is our approach to flight training.
Right.
And we have created an immersive situation where we have the online courses, we have the interactive lessons, as well as the knowledge checks and beyond. And it's all part of our creating that experience in one location for students.
Right.
Yeah.
Why does Cirrus even bother with flight training? I mean, you're building airplanes, you're selling airplanes quite successfully. Why is training important to you?
Well, I would say training is the key to safety, right? So then who better than to create the training than the people who actually make the aircraft?
Right.
So I'd like to say that with training, like that is really the core of who we are.
Right, right. Let me briefly switch back to German because I forgot something in the beginning.
Yeah, let's do
Our
it.
wonderful prize. Also, ihr kennt das schon, wenn ihr schon ein paar Mal dabei wart. Wenn ihr hier im Livestream einen Kommentar hinterlasst, eine Frage stellt, gerne auf Deutsch oder auf Englisch und dazu seid ihr herzlich eingeladen, dann verlosen wir unter allen, die hier einen Kommentar oder eine Frage oder sonst irgendwas gelassen haben, verlosen wir einen Preis, und zwar handelt es sich um diese wunderbare Tasche von Cirrus im Cirrus Branding, und die könnt ihr gewinnen, wenn ihr bis zum Schluss bleibt und dann noch da seid und irgendeine Art von Kommentar hinterlasst. Okay, nachdem wir das geklärt hätten, wie gesagt, Fragen gerne auf Deutsch oder Englisch, wechseln wir wieder auf Englisch. Alright, back to English.
All right.
So it's an app on the iPad, and you're going to show us that app, right?
Yeah, and it's available to everybody. It would simply go to Cirrus Approach app on the iPad App Store, and anybody can download it. It comes with the pre-flight tool as well as the flight training primer course.
And those are the courses that are included for free, so to speak.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But then there are also courses that you would have to pay for.
Yeah, we do have more premium options, but we do make it very easy to get started.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And we're going to have a look at it in a moment.
Yeah.
Just one question, is it all in English or is there German content as well?
Yeah, great question. So right now it is all in English. And that's simply because right now the global standard of aviation is English.
Right.
But we are very aware that native language training can accelerate learning and deepen understanding.
Right.
So that's why we're looking into broaden the content, even in German, as we expand internationally.
Right. So, I mean, Cirrus has a long time experience with offering training option and so on, and I think you can even measure the effect it has on safety, right? I mean, so it is a market safety increase with this training, right?
Yeah, so that's a big part of the mission of creating the safe aircraft, as well as giving them giving pilots the tools necessary, to give them so they have the confidence of knowing they're flying the aircraft the way it was meant to be flown.
Right. Okay. Let's switch to the iPad if that's okay with you.
Yeah, let's go.
Right.
For it.
I'll give it to you, and then. Switching to, I've stayed with English. So apologies for the Instagram viewers. We will be at some point looking at the iPad in landscape mode.
Yeah.
It will be cut off left and right. I'm sorry for that.
Yeah.
Instagram might give you the option on your device to tap on it and then switch to landscape, also Querformat. That might be possible. It's well worth trying. If not, apologies in advance.
Yeah.
And I will switch to the iPad and briefly look at the questions. Right, okay. Let's do this. There's the iPad. Right, so this is the full screen in portrait mode, right?
Yeah. So
what are we seeing? Shall I hold your microphone?
Thank you. Yeah. So there are three parts that I want to show you today, and this is actually my profile right here, and this just gives me a course progress of where I'm at with my flight training.
Right.
Whether that's connected with my instructor or whether I'm doing my own self-study content, and it just helps me, progress of where I'm going through, such as achievements and badges.
Right. So you're not that experienced in the Cirrus with 41 hours.
Right, and so
which is great. So
yes, I
you're
have
using the
41
tool you're
hours.
creating, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
I'm using it right now. You can tell that I could probably fly just a little bit more. But I also want to show you a couple other things. I'm going to go up to the menu on the left-hand corner, and you're going to see a list of my courses. Now, this is the blend, of course, the complimentary ones that we do offer.
All of those are complimentary.
No, just the flight training primer as well as the iPad app.
Right.
The tool that I'm about to show, the immersive.
Right.
But this just kind of gives you an idea of some of the
Right.
course offerings. But anybody can go to the catalog to check out what we have,
Right.
and that way they can focus on the skills that they want to focus on.
Just because I'm seeing it there, there's a differences training course when you switch to the G7, and those courses then are combined with actual flight training in the aircraft, right?
Absolutely, it's connected with an instructor.
Right, and the instructors can kind of sign you off in your training account in Cirrus Approach,
They can check your progress, know where to test, just to make sure that you have that full understanding of the aircraft.
Even the basic transition into a Cirrus would be a course that's in there,
Absolutely,
right?
fully connected. So you do have the self-study portions, the knowledge checks, just to reinforce the key points.
There are even knowledge checks to make sure that you actually read the manual and did the courses.
We want to make sure that private pilot, for example, has the built-in questions and things like that.
Right.
So that way, whenever it comes to the exam, you feel well prepared.
Right. Let me see if there are any questions. Oh yeah, Tobias is asking, is there training available for all generations of Cirruses, even for the earlier ones?
We focus on the newest aircraft right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So avionics stuff and that, but there are many things that are not specific to a generation, right?
Right, we do have...
Like landing courses or stuff like that.
We do have the Avenine course, that is on here for the
you do?
G5.
Okay.
We do have the Avalon.
Avenine for the old avionics.
Yeah, as well as the Perspective and the Perspective Plus. So.
Right. Very good question. All right. Let me check. Yep. Nope. That's all good. All right.
And I was going to show you the pre-flight tool. This one's available for
That's
everybody.
one of the free ones, right?
Yeah, and it really is. And we have found that this helps people who are new to Cirrus really understand the pre-flight and what's required of the aircraft. And they don't necessarily have to be at the airport or with an instructor.
Right.
They can practice at home, at the office, or wherever they're at.
So the pre-flight check of the aircraft on the ground. Okay,
so I'm going to show real quick. I'm going to go here to the virtual training experience. Now I've got to turn the...
Rotate your device. There it is. And we're going to do that. Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and, which one do you want to see? Do you want to see the 22T?
Oh, why not the 22? I've flown here in 22, so...
Let's go with the 22.
Yes,
all right,
it's not a G7 though.
So I'm going to select that. Now, the cool thing is the pre-flight training starts off with just like a briefing to tell you just a little bit about the aircraft so we can begin an overview. And this just tells you the basics of the specs of the aircraft that you might want to know. And that way you can kind of test your key knowledge.
Right.
The next thing I want to show you, let's skip down actually to go to the checklist.
Right.
And this allows you to actually, as you're going through the checklist, you can actually check off these things as you go through when you complete your walk around. So make sure that you catch everything.
Right. Just don't drop the iPad during the walk around.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yep.
And then I'm going to go back one, and I'm going to go back to the walk around, because this is a really cool feature, and this is what I was telling you, allows you to get a lot of practice in.
Right.
And so I'm going to enter AR mode here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then I'm going to be able to place the aircraft on the ground somewhere. Just got to make sure that, let me turn it the other way.
So that would be in the field. You would be standing in front of the aircraft, or
so I'm going to place it right here on the floor in front of us. So there we go.
Yep.
So there's your 22.
Right.
We can make it all the way to life size if we want to.
Right.
But for this purposes, we'll keep it within arrow.
Right.
And make it a little smaller.
Right.
And this is where it gets really cool. So we want to start the pre-flight. So we're going to show hot spots down here. And you'll notice the dots pull up on the aircraft.
Right.
So we're going to start with number 1, which is by the door. And now we want to check the cabin.
Right.
Right. And the way to do that is we would simply click on the first one is required documents, and it tells exactly what you're looking for. Right. Now, if you want to see what good looks like, you can actually watch the video right there. So now you're familiar with what exactly you're looking for, and you can do the complete walk around the aircraft without even having to be at the airport.
Right. That's even fun to do, right?
Yeah.
Probably more fun than the rear walk around, except that's followed up by flying.
Yeah, that's followed up by flying. That's right.
Right. There are questions. Oh yeah, good questions. Hold on a sec. So Tim is asking, Tim is asking, and I messed up here, but anyways, I will correct it real quick. Is there a web version that you can use on your PC?
Oh, right. Yeah, right now it is on the iPad.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the other question is, what about other tablets? Kind of similar question. So right now, iPad, not Android.
Correct. That's right.
Got it. Okay. Right. Do we have other questions? I think that's it for now. Let's continue.
All right.
I'll hold that. You play around.
That was the main thing that I wanted to show you.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, that's really cool.
And again, this is available to everybody, so they can simply on their iPad go to the App Store and look for Cirrus Approach, and they can download it, which will give everybody access to this app, as well as the flight training primer course.
Do you have to sign up for that?
Yeah, you simply go on, fill out the form, and that way you have access to all this, and then you can also explore courses if you want to, if you're interested in that.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. So, if you want to try it out, go on the App Store and get Cirrus Approach.
You got it.
That's the app. Yeah. All right, cool. All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. So Matt is not our only guest tonight. We also have Seneca Gies.
Yeah.
And he's going to tell us about Cirrus IQ Pro, correct?
He is, yes.
All right, so let's switch places here.
All right.
All right, let me change cameras first. Great, okay. Right. Okay, that's how we're going to do it. I'm going to hold that. Hi, Seneca.
Hi, how are you?
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Great to be here.
So Seneca, and then the last name is really German, is it?
Gies?
Yes. It doesn't get more German than that. So are you from the Duluth area, or?
I'm born and raised in Chicago.
In Chicago.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Good. So, in a nutshell, what is Cirrus IQ Pro?
Yeah, so Cirrus IQ is a connected ecosystem for SR series and Vision Jet aircraft, and it originally came out in 2020 on the SR, and 2023 for the Vision Jet.
Right.
But here at AERO, we're launching the all-new user interface plus IQ Pro premium subscription plan.
Right.
Everyone who has a connected aircraft will get to use IQ Pro through the end of the year at no cost.
Connected aircraft, and let me check, there's one more question to Matt, and I'm sure you can answer it. Can the checklist synchronize with the checklist on the internal Garmin? Answer is no.
That's right.
And then someone else has tried the courses and liked them a lot, so I'm going to bring that in here.
All right.
Very cool. Thank you.
Are they able to see the app on the screen?
Not right now, but in a moment.
Right.
I wanted to ask something.
Yes.
You said connected aircraft.
That's
so
right.
Connected aircraft means the aircraft is able to go online via cell phone service, I assume?
Great question. So there is hardware installed in the aircraft with a cellular LTE connection.
Right.
This is connected to the avionics and records the data in flight. Every time the aircraft lands, it will package that data and send it to Cirrus for processing.
Right.
And then we display it in the app.
Right. So is it just that one time that it uploads the data, or could it, I mean, I'm thinking of ambient temperatures of the aircraft to decide whether you need preheat or not.
In that case, IQ Pro offers the ability to sync.
I see.
And so that will tell the aircraft to wake up, give us updated information for the fluids and oil temperature, not ambient temperature.
Right.
And that will send it back to the app.
Right. Now, some of our viewers might be aware we need to be closer together, I'm being told, for the Instagram viewers. Thank you. Now, some of our viewers might know that there's a product by Garmin called GDL60, which does something like that. Is this GDL60?
It is not.
Right. So it's a Cirrus.
Correct.
Branded.
Cirrus hardware and Cirrus app.
Good. Okay. And that LTE network, I'm guessing you're providing the data card with the aircraft, and does that work worldwide, or how does that work?
So it depends on where the owner is located.
Right.
But it is available in the US, European Union, United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, Brazil, and South Africa.
Right. That's already a lot of the world.
Yeah.
And how do you prevent the battery from running dry, from emptying? And I'm going to switch cameras while you answer.
Sure. That's a great question, and thanks for asking. The IQ hardware is a smart system, and it monitors battery voltage so that if the voltage gets to a certain point, it will shut itself down to preserve engine starting capability.
Right.
So here we can see that this battery voltage is 26.6.
Right.
And this
Is
a
that
G7.
an actual aircraft?
This is an actual aircraft.
Right.
Yeah.
I was about to ask, when did the connected aircraft feature come in? Was that with G7?
No, G6
G6.
in model year 2020.
Right. And is it standard, or do you have to kind of buy it as an extra?
Standard equipment on
Standard.
every Cirrus.
Right, okay. From model year 2022, you said?
2020.
2020.
Yes.
All right,
So 5
nice.
years.
Right, wow.
And then VisionJet from July of 2023.
Right, got it. I'll quickly look if there are any questions.
Sure, I can hold it.
Thank you. Right. So Hannah is asking, what does it do to the battery? And some people seem to have experience with the feature, and say it, in previous times it did run the battery dry from empty from time to time.
So there's this misconception out there that I'd like to correct.
All right, do it.
Cirrus IQ shares battery with the convenience controller, or the convenience system. This is going to be your keyless entry and your convenience lights.
Right.
But the IQ module has software built in to monitor the voltage. If it detects that the voltage gets below a certain threshold, it shuts itself down.
Right.
Once the IQ module is shut off, it can no longer use battery power.
So then it would be keyless entry or
right.
the convenience lights.
If you can imagine a car sitting at the airport for a long time, eventually its battery will go flat too, and this is because the keyless entry system is listening for your command to unlock.
Oh, I see.
That's right.
All right, so that doesn't shut off.
Correct.
I see.
And in the POH, we have guidance if you are not going to fly for more than 30 days, then we recommend pulling the convenience breaker to save your battery.
Right. Oh, because it's always kind of listening on the frequency of the key fob, whether you want to open the aircraft or not.
That's correct.
I got it.
But IQ shares the same circuit, and therefore there has been this...
So IQ is going to be is being blamed.
Correct.
Right, I see.
That's right.
All right, okay. So I hope that answers those two questions. Right. Let's have a look at the app, and then we go forward with the other questions.
So here we're looking at the all-new IQ interface.
Right.
And
so this is now a new version of the app, a new version of the feature, which is called IQ Pro.
Yeah, so what we're showcasing here is IQ Pro. This is available in the App Store right now. If you have a connected aircraft, you will have access to this.
Right.
And here we see the fuel level. The graphics match what you see on the aircraft.
Right.
So we lifted it from the MFD, and there's no difference between what you see in the app or see in the plane.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that display. It does look the same. Yes.
We have quick reference for filling to tabs or topping off.
Right.
And then here we have oil temperature and how much icing fluid we have. And then our hours. And from here we can navigate to inspections.
Right. Because it knows the flight hours.
That's right.
And
as you fly and your time increases, your inspections will get closer to becoming due and receive notifications.
Right.
When you have an inspection done, you simply come in here and you update the inspection with the flight hours from your logbook label and hit finish update.
Yeah. That's big. So you have to input the flight hours because it might be overdue, and then you'd have to have that 10% grace period.
That's correct. And you can set custom reminders. If you want to be reminded 1 month before your annual, 3 months before, you can do this, or a specific time before your hourly inspection.
Right, yes.
One of the new features for IQ Pro is the tracking of life-limited parts. And so here we can track all of our airworthiness items.
Most importantly, of course, the caps and then the line cutters.
Yes. And we're able to look at the aircraft airframe logbook.
Right.
And what you want to do is take the expiration date for those specific parts and enter them
from
here.
the aircraft logbook.
Yes.
That's something that many people, I know an owner who just ran into that problem. It's not the model year of the airplane, because Cirrus might have bought that parachute 6 months before, or even 9 or something. And so the expiration date will be those 6 months earlier than you thought it was.
That's right. So you would touch here, find the year of the expiration, which is generally right now 2034.
Right.
And then if I want to activate this, I hit complete activation. And now this is telling me that this is due in 105 months from now, or January 9th, 2034.
Right. Got it.
Easy access to just go back home, similar to the avionics.
Right.
And then my favorite part, we'll come back to tech publications, but is our utilization. And this is our new flight log list where we're able to look at our route of flight,
Right.
who the pilot was. So if you're sharing your aircraft with more than one
How
person.
would you do that? So, there's a list of pilots in the app, and then you would just select that
we
it's
would
you.
go to manage aircraft.
Right.
And here we can manage who our users are.
Right.
And then when I go to that flight, I'm able to, sorry, this is a big phone.
Yes.
Then I'm able to name the pilot of that flight.
Right. Got it.
Another new feature for IQ Pro is the ability to choose the purpose of the flight. Many of our customers use their aircraft for business.
Right.
And they also have to keep track of who was on the flight and what was their purpose.
Right.
You can save all this information at the end of a quarter, month, or year, export this flight log and share it as necessary for business.
Right.
Here's our flight details.
Right.
And a feature that is coming soon to Europe and international markets is approach score. And so here we're showing the final phase of flight, our landing phase, and our configuration before 500 feet.
Basically grades your flying.
That's right.
Right.
Airspeed
So are you
at 50
slow
feet.
at touchdown? Are you too slow on approach? Too fast on approach? Stuff like that.
So we're tracking airspeed over the threshold and at
Yes.
touchdown,
Yeah.
your glide path and your lateral alignment.
Right. Nice.
And it's out of 100 points.
Uh-huh.
And this feature's in beta now, which
Right.
means it's not perfect. We're taking feedback and we want to optimize it and make it
Right.
better.
Right. Yeah. So Delta Lima is asking, where's all the data stored? In the cloud, in the Cirrus cloud, or locally, or?
It's in the Cirrus cloud and it's
Right.
encrypted.
Right.
So the data is yours.
Right.
And flight data, for example, from the aircraft can be pulled.
Mm-hmm.
And here, this is all the parameters from the flight. So engine, pressures, temperatures.
Yeah.
And you can import this to other applications like Flystow, for example.
Right.
Or share it with your mechanic, especially in the event where you had a CAS message.
Right.
So that's also new for
The
IQ
CAS
Pro.
message during the flight are also stored.
That's right. So in this flight, for example, there was a flaps inhibit airspeed CAS caution, and that is
Right.
logged, and it shows the time of the occurrence.
So it means you were too fast to extend the flaps.
That's right.
The aircraft noticed and kept you from extending the flaps
Correct.
at overspeed.
That's right.
Mhm.
Here's another one. Let's see what this one is. This one was, again, these are probably
Yep.
demo flights where
Right.
we're
Where
demoing that
someone
capability.
messed up. Yes. Yeah. Right. Oh, demoing. Yes, I see. Yeah.
So
Right, got it,
that's a
yeah.
pretty common one.
Right. Question from Delta Lima also. Can I connect more than one phone to one airplane?
Yes, we offer multiple devices.
Right.
No problem.
Right. Another good question, I think. I like it. Can you analyze engine data in the app, or download it, or look at it?
So what I just showed you, where you can export the data file,
Right.
so you cannot analyze in the app,
Right.
but by exporting the flight data into something like Flystow,
Right.
there you can do the analyzation for the graphing of the engine.
So it's pulling more data than it's showing in the app.
Correct.
It's basically pulling all the data that's on the data card in the airplane as well, right?
You got it. Well, more.
You're
Cirrus IQ is over 300 parameters.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So that should answer that one. Let's see what else is there. So the basic concept is to help the owner, operator, and pilot to manage both the airplane and their flying, right?
So we did lots of interviews with our owners, and they all had their own unique way of managing ownership. Many had spreadsheets, one for maintenance tracking and others for flight logging, and also noticed many owners investing in other third-party software solutions for maintenance tracking.
Right.
And so here we're consolidating all of this into one awesome service called IQ Pro. It's vertically integrated, the plane is connected, every time you fly it updates, and it's aircraft management and pilot performance under one roof.
Now, obviously, I mean, this might be a typical German question, but I mean, it also enables the owner of an airplane to kind of look at how well their pilots are dealing with the airplane, right?
Yes.
Where they are treating it, I want to say. So is that kind of an issue? Do pilots, all the pilots using an airplane as valuable as a Cirrus should be interested in treating it well, right? So that's the basic premise.
Definitely.
But, some pilots might be worried by kind of having the owner looking over their shoulder constantly. Is that an issue?
Well, as the owner of an aircraft, you're in control of who is invited and who can see the information.
Right.
So this is totally up to you.
Right. So there's a kind of a master account that allows other users in.
That's right.
Got
so
it.
the different roles that we offer are, let me go to this one, for example.
Right.
If I want to add a new user, I would put their information in and I would choose their role. Are they a manager or are they a pilot? A pilot cannot change or modify inspection or life-limited part data, but they can see all the flights and the flight data.
Got it.
A manager can do everything like the owner, but cannot remove the owner from the aircraft, and the owner is the master role.
Coming back to the more basic data, like how much fuel is in the airplane, how much de-ice fluid is in the airplane, how cold is the airplane, that's the oil temperature. That's something that is really beneficial for airplanes being used by multiple pilots, right?
Yes.
Because one pilot, these days they have like WhatsApp groups to exchange that kind of data. And here the next pilot could just look at the status the previous pilot left the aircraft in.
Definitely.
And then they would know, do I need to refuel? Do I need to activate preheat via a remote switch or something?
So this is a factory direct training plan.
Right.
If we look at who is attached to this aircraft, many pilots internally at Cirrus are connected.
Right.
Every one of these people can see what we're seeing on the screen right now with this aircraft.
Right. Yep. Nice. Let me check what's going on there. Yes. You can even see where it is.
Yeah, that's one of my new favorite features for IQ Pro is the map. So after the airplane sends the data, we get to see where it is on the field. And then I hadn't covered this yet, but technical publications.
You could, that's an American thing where other people put the aircraft in the hangar, so you could see whether they've done that as you told them to or not.
Yes.
Right.
Here, technical publications is much improved compared to the former IQ.
Right.
Now we have a filter, and we can look for very specific categories of a publication that we need. And in this case, I'll just select Service Bulletin and apply that filter.
And that's obviously airplane specific because the app knows the airplane.
That's correct. And if I click View Publication, this will bring the document up. And once the document is open, I can share that, print it, email it, whatever I need to do with it.
Yeah.
It's all
very
there.
Nice. Okay. All right.
And it's easy to switch if you're connected to more than one plane. Many of our
that
C6...
would be a flight school scenario or a flight instructor scenario. Yes, yeah.
And then, I can quickly switch. And here is the Vision Jet on the ramp outside.
Right.
So we can see where it is.
Okay, yeah.
There.
Yeah, it's actually in Friedrichshafen. All right.
A new feature for Vision Jet is calculating your fuel because we don't use tabs on Vision Jet. And so in this case, I have 65 left, 64 right. And let's say I want 180 gallons. This is going to tell me I need 25 left and 26 right to get to 180.
Very nice.
Note that we'll be incorporating updates very quickly in this version of IQ and giving the option to switch to liters instead of gallons.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That's IQ Pro.
Yeah, nice.
Available for free through the end of the year for anybody with a connected aircraft.
So it's you said it's going to be available by the end of the year?
It's available now for free to anyone with a connected aircraft.
I see.
And we'll announce pricing in Q4.
I see. Got it. Okay. What about those people that do have an IQ account already? They can also do the same. Use it for free until the end of the year.
That's correct.
And then price it. Okay. Good. All right. Well, thank you very much,
Thank
Seneca.
you.
Right. Shall we raffle off that bag that we have?
Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. Right. And let me start the. And there she is. It seems to be a Cirrus pilot, Hannah Markson. Hannah, you've won the bag. if you reply real quick right now to prove that you're still there. So Hannah, bitte einmal antworten hier im Stream. I hope she's... Yep. Hannah? It's going to take a time for the comment to percolate. And then I'm going to ask you, there she is. Congratulations. Und bitte eine E-Mail an redaktion@fliegermagazin.de, damit wir in Kontakt kommen können, damit wir die Tasche dann liefern können. Okay, das war unser Livestream für heute. Sorry for switching to German.
Dankeschön.
Thank you very much for coming on. Wir sind wieder live morgen früh bei Lanitz Aviation um 11 Uhr und dann am Freitag um 11 Uhr bei Vorflight und um 16 Uhr, um so ein kleines erstes Messeresümee zu ziehen bei unserem Stand. Wir freuen uns, wenn ihr wieder dabei seid. Und jetzt wünsche ich euch erstmal einen schönen Abend. Bei uns ist das Wetter herrlich, die Leute sitzen draußen, trinken Bier. Mal sehen, was wir so machen mit dem schönen Abend. Schönen Abend, vielen Dank fürs Dabeisein.